Alright, it's time for Batman, one of the superheroes that gets good games somewhat consistently. The Batman Arkham games, as far as I'm concerned, is the answer to the question, what would happen if the Batman animated series and Nolan North's Dark Knight had a baby? But what exactly is going on in this game? Gotham City is looking for the solution to their crime and vigilante problems, when a man by the name of Hugo Strange has a groundbreaking suggestion. Why don't we take all the criminals and push them somewhere else? To which Bruce Wayne replied, "That's just crazy enough to get us all killed!" Wayne is subsequently arrested and taken to Arkham City. Now the game has 3 playable characters, in order of appearance Catwoman, Bruce Wayne, and of course Batman. You really only get to play as Bruce Wayne for a glorified combat tutorial, but it leads to a weird plot hole. Bruce Wayne, for whatever reason, plays exactly like Batman. Why would a millionaire playboy have the same skills as Batman? I mean, I guess you could make the argument that he learned self-defense at some point or something. But still, after you gain control of Batman, the world of Arkham City opens up to you. Using a combination of gliding and grappling hooks, you can easily traverse the city streets, searching for criminals to smack, side quests to complete, hidden objects to find, as well as whatever your main objective might be. While the grappling hook in particular makes getting around a breeze, Batman's actual climbing skills are somewhat lacking. Maybe I'm too used to Assassin's Creed and games like Tomb Raider, where anything besides a flat 90-degree wall was easily scalable, but I find it limiting to have to use the designated grappling hook spots in order to move vertically. It drains a bit of the freedom and definitely hurts the open world aspect. One thing I definitely have to praise the game for is the way it characterizes both Batman and Catwoman through gameplay. Most actions you can perform freely look just like something out of one of their movies or TV shows. Whether you're menacingly walking towards an enemy as Batman, or using Catwoman's acrobatics to climb surfaces, or doing that thing Batman does where he swoops down on someone. However, sometimes it feels like this game was designed more as propaganda to show how nobody but Batman can be Batman. Like this, for example, when you do it you get gunned down, but of course Batman wouldn't, because he's Batman. Really, I felt more like Lego Batman than anything else while playing.
First try.
Throughout the open world, there are various buildings you can enter. These basically serve as the game's equivalent to levels, though I think they have a lot more in common with The Legend of Zelda's dungeons. Full of locked doors, environmental puzzles, switches to press, cracked walls to blow up. This game definitely takes cues, if not from Zelda, the stylings of a Metroidvania. One unfortunate side effect of this Metroidvaniosity is the sometimes poorly explained mandatory backtracking. There are no mechanics that really help you figure out what you're supposed to do, though there is an optional hint system. While the hints will sometimes explain in detail what to do next, other times you'll be left at a loss trying to figure out what the one glowing object that you're supposed to interact with is. It becomes easy to get lost because of this. Another huge element of this game is the combat, using a free flow system that gives me flashbacks to Remember Me, only good. Sometimes it doesn't feel quite as responsive as I'd like, but again, the attention to detail is on full display here, giving you lots of combo possibilities, and making them all suit Batman or Catwoman. Speaking of Catwoman, I guess I should note, because this is a new copy of the game, I received a free copy of the Catwoman DLC, which integrates into the story seamlessly. If you don't buy a new copy, you'll have to pay for this DLC separately. However, the fact that her story can be removed from the game wholesale should show you how relevant to the plot it is. Another very praiseworthy element of this game is the use of enemies.
Can you see him? Where is he?
Often you'll encounter small groups of enemies, and it's up to you to deal with them how you see fit. You can try luring them away, you can cause a panic, you have your stealth takedowns, but it's also viable to go in and just punch everybody. That last one probably won't work on enemies that have guns, however. When dealing with a bigger threat like that, you generally have to be either much more careful or much more reckless, going in and finishing off the tough enemies before they can react to you, or carefully avoiding detection. The way all these enemies react to you, combined with the stuff you can overhear them saying while you sneak around, add yet another layer of detail to the Batman experience. The big enemies, the ones with recognizable names, are used to excellent effect as well. One detail I really enjoyed was the unique game over screens you could get at different points in the game. Whichever villain you're currently hunting will stand over your soon-to-be corpse and deliver some final words to you. It almost made me want to die on purpose just to find out what they'd say. In terms of sound, the game makes its affection to the 1990s Batman cartoon abundantly clear, with voice actors from the series reprising their roles, to the music having a very similar feel. This is where the animated series shows its influences most brazenly. I am part of that fairly large group that believes that Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are the definitive voices for Batman and Joker respectively. So overall I'd say this game is excellently voice acted, and this probably goes without saying, but any scene with the Joker in it deserves special mention. In terms of graphics, the game is definitely above par. Even models for generic NPCs look better than what I'm used to seeing in most games. And some of the environmental effects can be really stunning. What impresses me more, however, is the dedication to the Batman aesthetic. Nothing in this game is rendered out of universe. You purchase upgrades from a Wayne Tech computer, bats consume the screen upon death, bats also burst from defeated foes, so that's kinda weird. What's weirder is that the aesthetic doesn't change when you play as Catwoman. Somehow she's buying upgrades from Wayne Tech, and the bat motif is still in effect, so I guess it would be weird if cats burst out of your defeated enemies, but still. I think the most important thing a game based on an existing franchise can do is capture the original's feel, and Batman Arkham City does that in spades. The open world aspect doesn't really add much besides padding between levels, and as a whole felt unnecessary. However, it's not offensive enough to be annoying. Any fans of either the Batman animated series or Nolan North's Dark Knight, I imagine would enjoy this game in particular.
You were right! It is the Bat!
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, check out last week's review of Thomas Was Alone. I asked around to find the YouTuber that had the most in common with Batman, and the general consensus was that Zoiney is like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. They both solve mysteries, so close enough. If you like this video, subscribe to him, it really helps him out.